Time to fill out my job application. Sees this. Mustard dies. No fair, lucky. I wish I was dead after reading that. Hi again, guys, and welcome to a tradition for the Kwite YouTube channel, reading Rule 34 comments. Very long-running pastime on the channel. I think this is installment like number 7 or something. I don't know, man. This is just one of those cows that you keep on being able to milk. If you enjoy this video, this card at the end will take you to another one of these videos, and be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you never miss an upload. I love taking care of old smells men. One of my favorite things to do when I'm looking at Rule 34 comments is trying to parse the broken English of some of these sentences. Like, this could be a guy who's just really into candle crafting and saying men was a typo for man, as in he's addressing someone he's telling this to. Or this could be someone really into, like, the musk of old man smell. And the difference between the two interpretations can be like someone professing their love for, like, a really sweet hobby and just, like, really depraved stuff. Both are believable to see on, like, Rule 34 sites. You have people talking about and unironically professing the word of God on that website often, and they have been for years. I've seen people proselytizing in porn comments since I was like 15. Wow. Just wow. I'm actually at a loss for words on this one. I have no idea what post he's referring to, but I'm going to assume that someone has successfully converted this man to Catholicism. Wow, that passage of scripture you just copy and pasted into the Rule 34 comments and your added commentary that contextualizes it in the framework of my life and where I'm at as a person, I'm speechless, man. I'm moved to tears. I'm going to become a devout Roman Catholic because of the preaching work you've done here. Never let anybody tell you the work you're doing isn't real and important. But first, I want to tell you about this video's sponsor, Bellesa Boutique. The good folk at Bellesa are giving out free vibrators or gift cards for vibrators to every eligible adult who joins my giveaway at the first link in the description. They sent me even more of their top-of-the-line products to let you know all about. First, the standard Pebble has independently controlled suction and vibration and is built for a perfect ergonomic fit in your hand with no annoying pattern modes. But for those who self-stimulate a little more actively, the new Pebble Pro has a stronger motor for more satisfying feelings and has an extended battery life. The Pebble Pro is fully customizable with 3 interchangeable heads for 3 different precision-engineered experiences. The first is suction for targeted intensity, thumping for rhythmic tapping, and licking is, you can probably guess what the licking mode does. On top of that, the Pebble Pro sports 5 different speeds alongside those 3 settings for a huge variety of options. Meanwhile, the Air Vibe offers dual stimulation, is waterproof, rechargeable, and comes in its own discrete casing. Meanwhile, the Flutter Vibe has everything I just mentioned about the Air Vibe, as well as added precision to boot. If you guys want to get your hands on anything I've talked about here, all eligible adults who sign up to my giveaway at the first link in the description will receive either a free toy or gift cards for those toys. Thanks again to Bellesa for sponsoring this video. This image emits a massive autism aura. Can you imagine being like someone with autism who's hyperfixated not on like adult content and gooning in general, but specifically the craftsmanship of how people put together their Rule 34? Like, one of their favorite artists draws NSFW, and they're just really interested in the trajectory of that person's art career. Did you know they got into NSFW because they were really struggling with anatomy and then fell in love with the craft after they gave it a shot? My dog came running in my room, though, because he's an old guy and loud noises scare him, so I let him lay down with me. That's really sweet of you, goth lover. Everybody says that if you're going to be watching, like, adult content, even if you live alone, I feel like you should be doing that in headphones and not risk doing it on speaker. Like, your roommates or your neighbors hearing about it, like, that's one thing. But, like, what if there's a surprise jump scare in that adult content, and then your dog, who you know gets scared of fireworks and gunshots and just loud thumps and thunder? If that adult artist tries to be cheeky, they might end up scaring your little guy, and you don't want them to get caught up in that, man. Wear headphones when low-key beating your shit. I'm glad she's getting married. She deserves all the happiness, especially since she's helped so many through dark times and darker thoughts. Guy who has, like, a healthy amount of reverence for the fictional characters that he beats off to. It's like, man, I haven't been on this post in 6 years. I was in a much different phase of my life when I last jerked to this person's work. But that jerking was part of what got me through those dark times in my life. It allowed me to become the person that I am today. I'm happy that the character that I beat it off to is now able to live their own self-actualized life in the way they helped me do today. It's like a really beautiful full circle moment. Holy dreamy night date. Bro, I just flicked the bean to Zenless Zone 0, Yuri. What the fuck have I come to? I'm pretty sure you came to Zenless Zone 0, Yuri. Like, you just said the answer to the question that you asked us. I'm so down bad, bro. I mean, I guess, if you want to be, like, that's your prerogative, man. Why are you being so dramatic about it? Post-orgasm clarity hits everybody across the board, man. You just gotta learn how to take it on the chin. It's the same reason that, like, boxers will train their neck muscles to be able to better withstand taking blows to the head. Meanwhile, you have to train whatever lobe in the brain handles guilt to be able to deal with the consequences of your own actions after you've already committed to them. I also love comments like this where it's the equivalent of, like, a video playing on your Twitter page and then, like, a little gnome goes by and somebody's like, yo, did you guys see that? What the fuck? From user, a UFO flew by, asterisk, UFO flies past. Yeah, make sure to take that. Wait, what is that? OMG, it's from Cum Dump Slut. What the fuck? Did anyone else see that? Fuck. Wait, what was that? Like, there are some things you see in life that universally, no matter what it is you're doing, make you have to stop doing it, no matter how involved you were in the moment. I could be at the wedding altar, about to say I do to all these vows for the love of my life, and then if I see, like, a little green alien fly by, yeah, I'm gonna fucking stop what I'm doing and be like, yo, did you guys see that shit? I feel like people would judge me harsher if I was able to stay in the moment because of that. Like, that's extraterrestrial life. That's pretty big. Almost the entirety of humanity never gets to see that once in life. Most people who get married do end up marrying again. The song in the background is bussin', my guy. I believe it's a song called Flashing Lights. That music of flashing lights is so bussin', my dude. She don't believe in shooting stars, but she believed in shoes and cars. I love being rented out at strip clubs. She's more of the trips to Florida. Flashing lights. Please don't copyright me for reciting lyrics. I wasn't quoting Kanye. I was quoting Rule 34 comments, all right? There's a legal distinction here, okay? They're separate pieces of literature. Come on, give me a break here. Hey, oh, nice cloaca, fatty. Dude, the reason I found out what a cloaca was because I went to, like, Portland at some point in my life, and I went to the Museum of Modern Art, I'm pretty sure. For some reason, like, just in the middle of one of the rooms, there was a sculpture that recreated that one wildlife video of, like, seals violating penguins. Just heart-wrenching stuff. But it was through, like, that sculpture and, like, learning about the real-world context of it that I found out what a cloaca was. The fun, out-of-context story that I think I am still dealing with the consequences of having gone through to this day. I guess that's, like, what all of life is. This reminds me of that time my buddy Keith got cucked by an alien. What was Keith doing that you're able to recount that story so casually, man? Like, say what you will about it, but the Family Guy cutaway gag delivery, you know, the way Peter talks right before the cutaway happens, it is a great method of delivery for telling a really anecdotal story that may or may not have anything to do with the conversation at hand. You guys ever take the most humongous poo you've ever taken and lose about 20% of your body mass? Now, this man is asking the real questions. I don't really think that's an appropriate response here, man. Like, he's asking a question about if you've gone something that, objectively, every person should say yes to. Real leaders know, I'll tell you that. That's what you get for using the word dank in 2025? Oh, yeah, that does sound vile, man. I, like, physically cringe at myself whenever I accidentally relapse into saying poggers. That shit hurts my soul, man. Like, I don't even say the shortened pog version. I just say the full hard R. And, like, I inwardly recoil. I'm like, what's going on with me? And they were, like, jumping the dude who said dank in current year of our Lord. I'm so glad this fucking loser got what he deserved. These comments are so mean-spirited, bro. Let people enjoy things. Imagine you've, like, just beaten yourself raw and the post-nut clarity has left you emotionally raw, and in a moment of weakness, you scroll down to the comments and you just see people being nasty to each other over, like, really, really benign things like saying the word dank. Like, that might move me to tears, too. The freakster over here is just having a very, very poignant moment of empathy for his fellow man. Honestly, I really think dank is only bad to say today if you're using it to describe memes. Like, weed can still be described as dank, reasonably, I think. It's an adjective that's existed to describe sensations before, like, memes existed as a popular concept in the way they do now. We've been poisoned against it because of one specific way it's been used in recent memory. From 2 inches is big? Freak of nature? Actually, how about a force of nature? I'm going to overdose on Team Fortress 2 and Adderall. I feel like you're getting, like, the wrong concoction of drugs if you're trying to overdose. Adderall and TF2 actually are very symbiotic in how they interact with each other in your system. Gay Lego people sack. Aren't, like, Legos inherently for gay people? Ooh, you like seeing blocks get clicked together? Why? Because you want to see another man's block put in your box? Hey, buddy, sure, I know what the fuck you want. Oh, this one's, like, long and in-depth. Sandwich Bag said, "Hi, guys. I'm Sandwich Bag, and because I have nothing better to do than comment on a site like this, today's topic is Calorie Mate. This is not a sponsor, this is just really funny that it exists at all. Calorie Mate is like a protein bar, which includes a lot of vitamins and can even replace a meal when you're going late for work. It's all over Japan began these bars, and its first product was released in 1983. Pretty old and very reliable. I didn't get paid for this comment. Pfft, imagine paying someone to sponsor Calorie Mate on a porn site. Thanks, Sandwich Bag, for this information. Also, I didn't realize you could quote tweet in these goddamn comments. How the hell are you doing that? Good thing that the room isn't pitch black. This is the last thing I see before my skin gets ripped off. That reminds me of that one tweet where it's like, I am a starving child in a developing nation, and this is the last thing I read before I will die. Goodbye. Except in this case, it seems like that starving child really could have used Calorie Mate to avoid his current predicament. This nicotine addiction is getting out of hand, and dude, I'd relate to that. I know I've mentioned it a few times in videos now, but I am really like trying to kick my nic addiction, and a few months in, pretty good so far. But it shows you like just how many people are struggling with this day in and day out, that they will go to like the weirdest corners of the internet to talk about their struggle. Why am I empathizing with a comment made 3 years ago on a website where people mostly go there to just beat their shit and also get help with like their essays for their college professor and shit? I'd love to be someone's seat while they play. I'm gonna be honest, I've never really understood like the fantasy of like gaming while getting your dick sucked or whatever. It just feels like it'd be a distraction from the game, and I'm gonna be honest, I really like to lock in when I do these things, so I just can't be having that. What are you doing getting your ass ate? Attack the D point, focus! Then you had the typical people in the comments who are like trying to figure out what model a calculator is in a drawing. I don't have the context for pretty much any of these comments, and I kind of prefer it that way. One, it's more fun out of context, and two, I don't want to see half the shit they were probably talking about. I can't figure out if it's a T-3476 or late T-34. It's a T-3476. Maybe 57, but probably not. Model 1942/43. And then between these messages, you just have people having a conversation about suffocating to death under the weight of a gigantic ass. And they just completely ignore the calculator discussion, and everybody moves on with what they were doing when the calculator guys have finished up. It's almost like if you just leave them alone, they'll do what they do, and then they'll move on and we can continue this shit. Not a Rule 34 comment, but I saw this while searching for these, and I could not help myself because it made me laugh a good bit. My brain is so fucked, bro. I was doing the deed, and just as I was about to finish, I saw Peter Griffin in my fantasy saying, "It's me. I'm in the fantasy too," as I came. It feels like a cutaway gag where it's like, this reminds me of the time I cameoed in some random guy's sexual fantasy. I wasn't involved, I was just watching. Not even like voyeuristically or like a cuck, I was just there. People say I sound like Peter Griffin without trying. That was me like giving like a genuine attempt at an impression. If you could let me know which mode I sound more like Peter Griffin in, I would appreciate it. Okay, this one is crazy. What the hell even is this? God, I wish I knew. I mean, considering how disgusting people are describing it as, I don't think you do wish you knew. It's probably best it just stays incomprehensible, while still keeping it ambiguous. Why do people have the most putrid fetish possible? And then just wrapping up this rapid fire set of messages that caught me pretty much entirely off guard. Argentinians are the weirdest species ever? What? I genuinely can't tell what the wider implication here. Are we like saying that Argentinians are the one with the fetish? Or are we saying that like the weird fetish is one or a weird fetish to have? I look at Javier Milei and just like cannot for the life of me imagine anyone getting aroused by him. I mean, he did win an election, so I guess I'm kind of talking out my ass. He swindled billions of dollars out of the American taxpayer, so he's got to have something going for him. This has literally given me depression. This is literal scientific evidence that God does not exist. For if he could see this, we would already be dead. Jesus Christ, man, those are some strong feelings. I do always giggle when people try to do little soul reads of like other commenters on Rule 34. Like, I might be hypocritical for the things I'm about to call you out for, but that's because you need to be grounded back in reality, big dog. You forget your station in life, where exactly you are right now having this discussion. I know you're a dude in Montana looking for Gmod role players. Pipe the fuck down. Oh, that shit kills me, man. Who wants to solve my riddle? Okay, Goblin Steve, hit me. I'll solve your riddle. They proceeded to not share what the riddle was at all, leaving all of us just like really disappointed and wanting more out of the entire situation. Kind of a bum. Bums you out, man. I was looking forward to a brain teaser. The literal kind, not the blowjob innuendo. Wow, this animation's pretty Wait, is that Spider-Man? Oh my god, it's Spider-Man! Yeah, it's just one of those things that no matter what you're doing, you have to stop and appreciate what it is. Just Spider-Man shows up, I'm a big fan. It's like a mandatory, oh my god, it's Spider-Man, I need an autograph. Okay, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I absolutely hate that I know what person this message is referencing. Kinda makes me want to jump off the second story of my gigantic house, that thing I tell my cat not to do all the time. You may be fallen, but you sure as hell ain't no chungus. If you followed that sentence, I think like we are seriously in a hole we will never get out of. Bruh, stop staring at my mom. You're like jerking off and shit too? Ugh. I can't believe you're jerking off to my mom at the dinner table again! You invited that motherfucker over after he did it once? Listen, I get trying to be like a good friend and a welcoming host, but you don't have to be like that welcome of coming. Wasn't even that funny. Why did you laugh? Okay, I imagine this is supposed to be read like you're screaming in the fiery pits of hell, but my love lungs are not going to be able to handle it. Please, somebody help me. Don't leave me on this website. It's eternity in there. I already drown. I already grow crazy. It's longer than you think on this website. Send help. No, dear God, no. Somebody help me. At least by electronic mail. No, not the eyes. Please stop. No. Balls. Don't tear my mouth apart. No, please stop. Does this not, just read like Spampton dialogue to anybody else? Like that brief moment of lucidity at the very end hits me the same way. Specifically requesting help via electronic mail. This is Spampton G. Spampton. I think that's where I'm going to wrap this one up. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to drop a like and subscribe with notifications on. Anyways, this has been Kwite, and I'll see y'all next time.